All right, here we are, right in the kitchen. Hi, I'm Mark Rocha. I'm Chancellor of City College of San Francisco, and I have the great honor of being in the kitchen of Chef Jennifer Rudd, who is our faculty member in our culinary program and part of our hospitality management program. And I am so lucky to be here with you, Jennifer.
Well, thank you so much. I'm glad you could join us.
And so what we're going to do today, okay, and I'll let the great chef take it over, is to put together a little something for Thanksgiving and the holidays. They give you an example of the kinds of things that we do here in the culinary program, but the kind of thing that almost anybody, including me, could do. So, Chef Jennifer, take it away.
All right, so we're going to jump in. So we are going to cook seasonally, and we're going to cook with a lot of local good California ingredients, because that's what I like to do. What we're going to do is we're going to make some candied walnuts. We're going to make a salad with some chicories, which are a winter lettuce. We're going to put some pomegranate and persimmon on that. And then just as a little bonus, we're going to do a little roasted butternut squash as well. It's a lot to do in 20 minutes. All right.
Let me just ask you though.
Sure.
How did you make that choice? What goes into your choosing this today?
So honestly, it's stuff I love this time of the year, right? And during the holidays, there's a lot of really heavy food, right? It tends to be really heavy and rich. And I find having this fresh salad to be really delightful. Like, it's just a nice addition to the table. It's fresh, it's lighter, it's got some really good big flavors, so it holds up to all that rich food, but it's really delicious.
Oh, that's
At least I think it is. I hope you will too.
No, I will, and I promise to be a good student.
Excellent. All right. So we're going to jump in. We're going to make a spice mixture. So I've got a little bowl for you here, and what we have is we've got some kosher salt. I always cook with kosher salt, so if you want to toss that in there. We have some Chinese 5-spice. A lot of times it's pumpkin spice, everything this time of year. I like 5-spice. It adds something a little interesting, a little different. So we're going to put these in here. And then we're going to do a little bit of cayenne. Not all of it, but a couple pinches. You like it spicy?
So-so.
So-so. Okay, we'll do one big pinch. We'll do that. All right, and then this is going to be our spice mixture. And we're going to use this both for our butternut squash and for our toasted walnuts. So the flavors kind of tie together.
Okay, good. Good.
So, can I have you just toss this in here?
We can do that.
You're going to add a little olive oil, just drizzle a little olive oil over the top.
All righty.
Maybe about half of what's there. Fantastic. And then a couple pinches of our spice mix onto our butternut squash. Pretty manageable so far, right?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Now, the nice thing about this butternut squash...
I mean, it even looks good.
It looks good, right? So now if you want to just stir that up, and I'll grab a pan for it. The butternut squash, you could cut this up at home. You could buy a whole one and peel it. But you know what? They sell it peeled and cut up at the grocery store. Great convenience.
Way more expensive, though.
You know what? You do pay for the convenience. That's totally right. But you got to pick and choose your battles. You know, if it's the end of the semester, you're a student, you're busy taking your exams. You're an instructor, you're busy grading.
But you cut this, right, Jennifer?
I did cut this.
Look how perfectly that's cut.
So what we're going to do is just throw this right on our pan and just pour it right out.
All right.
We're going to pop this in the oven, 375 degrees. It's going to take about 20 minutes. We'll just give that a little shimmy shake, and I'm going to put that right in the oven. I'll be right back.
She'll be right back.
We'll have a little cut for 2 minutes.
All right.
All right, so our next task is to get our walnuts in the oven.
All right.
So here we have our walnuts, and what we're going to do is we're going to put those in this bowl, and we're going to add the rest of our spice mix. And then because we're candying these walnuts, we need to add a little bit of sugar to it. And then just to make everything kind of hold together, we got a little oil left over in there.
All right.
Excellent. A little bit of oil drizzled in there.
All right.
I'm going to grab a little water. And we just want this barely wet, just enough really so that the spices will mix to it. Or stick to it, excuse me. So you give that a good stir. And then because it's candied, we got to do a little sugar. I'm going to test to make sure this is sugar. Yeah, you don't want it to be salt. Sometimes students get them confused. So put some sugar in there. Mix this up. And now toss this on here. Give it a great big stir until everything sticks to it.
Well, this is kind of cool. I mean, I love candied walnuts, but I actually have never seen them made.
You know, oftentimes they have an egg white in them, but I wanted to make something that was really accessible to folks, especially if they're vegetarian or vegan. This is a quick and easy way of doing it, fewer ingredients. You can just use a little water, a little oil, and it'll work great.
Look at that. Okay, so far we've got the squash cooking.
Squash is cooking.
And we just did
Next up, walnuts get on the go. Oh, a little taste. You got to taste as you go. Good call.
Oh. Okay, we spread this out a little.
Fantastic. All right. So now these go into the oven as well, also at 375. These will only take about 10 minutes.
375, 10 minutes.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
All right. Now, we always like to work clean, so we're going to wipe down our board. And next up, we get to the fun part, the cutting.
Okay.
Do you like your fingers?
I do.
Okay. I want you to take them home with you. Okay. Don't leave them here with me, okay? None of them. I don't want any of it. All right. We're going to use some shallot. So this is shallot. It's almost like a cross between an onion and garlic, kind of a lavender tone to it. And we're going to slice up some shallot for our salad dressing. So what you want to do is just kind of cut off the top so that you can peel it.
All right.
And I'm just going to even cut it right through the center to make it nice and easy. And we're going to peel this down. And what I'd like you to do is just cut this crosswise as thinly as you can. Now, it's not important that the slices be whole, so you just want to practice cutting it as thinly as possible. Your hand, your holding hand, your left hand should be kind of like a claw so your fingertips aren't sticking out.
Right.
And then you just kind of cut that nice and thin.
Not bad. It could be thinner, but it'll work.
Well, here's the beauty of this. If your slices are bigger than you want, you can strain them out of the salad dressing later. You don't have to keep them in there.
All right.
But shallot has a nice mild flavor to it. So now we have our shallots, and the next thing we want to do is we want to actually let them soak. In fact, here, let's put them into here. This is 2 tablespoons of cider vinegar, and again, nice little apple flavor to it, and we can just let them soak in there.
All right.
What that's going to do is kind of infuse the flavor. The shallots go into the vinegar goes into the shallots. It makes it a really nice kind of comprehensive flavor. All right, so we're going to let those sit for a minute. Next up is the persimmon, and this is fuyu. Have you had persimmon before?
Oh yeah.
Oh good, excellent. I love fuyu persimmons. You eat them when they're kind of firm like an apple, and we're going to do some slices. And the way you can do this is it's got a really beautiful design in the where the seed pocket is. There it is.
Look
Isn't
at
that gorgeous? So all I'm going to do is we're going to cut it in half so it's easy for you, and stand it on the side, and you're just going to do those little thin slices again. I don't expect it to be super thin, but do your best.
That is thin.
That is thin. It's like I'm a trained professional, right?
Alrighty.
And you know what? This is getting skinny, so I'll have you move on to that one.
Well, my chubby fingers are...
It's one of the first things we teach our students, and they practice every day until they graduate. Knife skills are just really the core of it. Perfect. Fantastic.
Okay.
All right.
Keep
so
us alive.
those are going to go right on here. Now, I'm going to imagine being chancellor kind of stressful, right? On occasion?
Sometimes it is.
Sometimes it's a little stressful. Wouldn't it be nice if you had just like some way to kind of like release some of that stress?
Yes.
I know you're sporty, but sometimes if the weather's bad, I now have the perfect thing for you where you don't even have to go outside and get out a little of your aggressions. Pomegranate. Huge pomegranates. Beautiful, right? Cut it right across the middle, and now we need to get the seeds out.
Right.
Okay, so here's a great trick. A little bowl of water, and I'm going to just kind of crack this open just a little bit, just so the seeds are kind of exposed. Okay, And now get your trusty wooden spoon.
All right.
You're going to hold it upside down like this, and then you're going to whack it.
Just smack it.
You're going to smack it, and all those seeds are going to start falling out and dropping into your bowl of water. So just hold it like that. And,
all right.
And then smack the pomegranate, not your hand. Don't punish yourself on this one.
Whack-a-palm.
Exactly, whack-a-palm. I know you got to kind of smack it hard, but do you feel them popping onto your hand?
Oh yeah, no, this is cool.
I know. It's kind of a fun one.
You know, all these little techniques, it's so kind of...
And pomegranates are terrible to try and get the seeds out, but this is like, it's satisfying and productive. How you doing? He doesn't want to stop. All right, that looks pretty good. All right, so the water does a couple things. It keeps stuff from bouncing around.
Okay.
It catches the juice, so the juice goes in there and not on you. And then also there's little white bits of membrane, and you'll see that that membrane floats. So it's really easy to clean it out.
Okay.
And so now all we do is we strain this, and then we're going to have all these beautiful pomegranates. So if you want to just take this right behind you, there's a small sink, and just strain those out.
All right.
Fantastic, and they can just sit there and drain until we're ready to use them. Excellent. All right, we should go check on our walnuts. I'll go grab those from the oven.
Okay.
Check their progress.
20 minutes, 10 minutes?
Yeah. So this pan is super hot, so we want to be careful. But you can see that sugar starting to get kind of sticky.
Yeah.
And they're starting to caramelize, and the walnuts are toasting at the same time. So everything looks good. It's important to test as you go. That's really hot.
You have to test.
Exactly. So be careful, that, especially with that sugar. And here's your chance if you say, oh, I want more salt, I want more sugar, I want more spice. You could adjust it now.
That tastes good.
It tastes good?
It's like sweet, but it's good.
It's got a little stuff going on.
I did good.
You did good. All right. 5 more minutes in the oven for this. All right. Now, last up, we put together our salad dressing, and we are good to go.
Okay.
So here we have our shallots that have been soaking. We're going to pop those in. We're going to take a good pinch of kosher salt. So why don't you do like a 3-finger pinch for me? Fantastic. And do about half as much pepper.
Ah, okay.
Fantastic. A nice whisk that matches our persimmon.
All right.
And we're going to mix in some olive oil. And just give that a good stir.
All right. Well, that's...
Excellent. Okay. So now what you want to do is, this will separate. So you want to stir it up right before you're going to use it. You could also make it in a jar, put the lid on it and shake it. So we're going to pour just a little bit kind of around the edges.
Oh, okay.
So you don't kind of drown the salad. You know, only like maybe a tablespoon or so. That should be a great start.
Okay.
And then with nice clean hands, you actually can toss this up with your fingers. So nice clean hands, the first rule. And if they get out, you just toss them back in. And then this is a good chance, if you want, you can taste a little bite, make sure it's got enough vinegar, enough salt in it.
That's pretty good.
All right. So now here are all of our components. We've got our persimmon, we've got our butternut squash.
Persimmon, the persimmon, the walnuts, the squash.
I know, like all these great little things. So now we get to kind of choose what we want to do. You see we made a lot of walnuts, more than we need. This is great to wrap up in a bag as a little gift for people, right? Like fantastic if you're going someplace for dinner. If somebody says, hey, I need a side dish, just make the roasted butternut squash, maybe put the walnuts and some of the pomegranates on top as a little garnish.
Okay.
If you want your salad, we'll do a salad.
Okay.
We can add our butternut squash to the salad or not, totally up to you. So we're going to start with our nicely dressed greens.
All right.
And we have our persimmon here. So we can, let's get all fancy decorative for a second.
Yeah, because those were perfectly sliced, so they
We'll do a little cut there. And odd numbers look better than even numbers. I don't know why,
cool.
but they do. It's a good,
cool.
Yeah, it's a nice little thing.
Well,
so we can do that.
That's
How about you do a nice little bit of salad in the center there?
Okay.
We'll slice up a few more smaller pieces of pomegranate or persimmon. And I'll kind of go in there and layer that in as you go. Let's do a little more. Let's do a nice a big heap of it.
Oh, okay.
We're hungry, right?
All right. We're actually trying to eat.
Nice. And when you're plating, keep everything kind of tight so the edges are showing, because that makes it look a little prettier. And then we're going to grab some of our beautiful pomegranate. These are called arils. The pomegranate seeds are called arils.
Oh,
I know, interesting,
I didn't know
right?
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll do a little scattering of our pomegranate. And then our last thing, I'm going to touch these because I got those little chef hands that don't feel heat. And these are still a little more.
That's funny.
And we're going to just kind of crush a few up and
Okay.
sprinkle it on the top. And then if you want, as I said, you can do the roasted butternut squash with it, do it as a side dish, whatever you'd like. And there you go. You've got a little chicory salad and our roasted butternut squash here on the side.
Look at that. Okay. Chef Jennifer?
Yes.
That is beautiful.
Well, thanks.
And I'm going
you
to take.
did good work.
I'm taking this back. But
there you go. Now you're set.
look at that. So there we go. Just gives me an opportunity to thank you so much, Jennifer. Thank you so much for what you do for our culinary program. So here I am with Chef Jennifer Rudd, and we've just made this beautiful holiday salad. And Jennifer and I would like to wish the entire City College family happy holidays.
Happy holidays.